There are celebrities who create headlines. And then there's Kanye West. When he speaks, the world listens. Not always because they want to, but because they can't look away. His words come wrapped in chaos, brilliance, and unpredictability. But this time, this isn't about fashion or politics or another viral soundbite. This is about blood, legacy, and war. Because Kanye isn't just venting anymore. He's calling out the very family he once married into, the Kardashians. And what started as another late-night post spiraled into a full-blown media battle. One that, at its core, isn't about fame. It's about fatherhood. It began, as it often does, with Ye in the early hours of the morning, a string of cryptic Instagram stories, words that blurred the line between poetry and plea. "I need a plan to exercise my rights with my children," he wrote, frustrated, desperate, angry. He painted the picture of a father being shut out, ignored, erased. But here's the twist. Kanye sees North a lot. In fact, she's the one child he's been consistently spotted with. So what's the real story? According to sources close to Kim, confirmed by TMZ, Kanye has unrestricted access to all his children, no court-ordered limits, no custody battle, just opportunities that he's not taking, except for North. The others, Saint, Psalm, Chicago, absent from his social media, absent from his presence. And that raises uncomfortable questions. Is Kanye really being shut out? Or is he crafting a narrative, one that positions him as the victim while ignoring his own absence? In response, Kim didn't launch a rant. She didn't post a rebuttal. She did what the Kardashians do best, leaked her receipts. Through carefully placed reports in the media, her team made it known. Kanye was in Los Angeles for months. He could have seen the kids. He didn't. And Saint? He reportedly hadn't seen his father all year. But Ye didn't stop there. In a particularly disturbing post, Kanye claimed that on the day Kobe Bryant passed, he and his kids were at Kylie Jenner's house. There, he says, vintage Playboy magazines were strategically placed within reach of every child. His exact words. It was an explosive allegation. He implied that this wasn't accidental, that his children had been exposed to something deeply inappropriate, and that someone in that house allowed it to happen. And just like that, the story shifted from a custody issue to a warning, from a father pleading for access to a man sounding the alarm on what happens behind closed doors in the Kardashian empire. Now, whether you believe him or not, people are listening, because while Kanye's delivery may be erratic, he knows exactly what buttons to push. There's often a sliver of uncomfortable truth buried beneath his chaos, and it's that sliver that keeps everyone coming back. But Kim, she's not playing the same game. She's playing chess. She knows how to shape a story without ever speaking. She lets others talk while she moves the pieces. And behind those quiet moves, a powerful message. Kanye is unstable, untrustworthy, unsafe. And the public, they're starting to believe her. The more Kanye spoke, the clearer one thing became. This wasn't just a father venting frustrations. This was a man unraveling in real time and using his daughter as the emotional center of it all. Because while Kanye claims to be fighting for his kids, it's only one child who ever seems to appear in his version of the story. North. She's the one he brings to concerts, the one he posts about, the one he defends loudly, publicly, relentlessly. Saint, Chicago, Psalm, barely a mention, barely a photo, just silence. And people began to notice. Fans asked the obvious, why is North the only one who matters? Why does Kanye seem so publicly obsessed with her, while the other children remain invisible? Kim's team had an answer, and they made sure it was heard, without her ever having to speak. Another story dropped via TMZ. It revealed something chilling. Kanye had spent 3 full months in Los Angeles, 3 months where he could have seen his children daily, but he didn't. He only spent time with North and, allegedly, saw Saint once, just once. And suddenly, what Kanye framed as a custody battle looked less like a legal injustice and more like selective parenting. Still, Ye didn't slow down. In a recent string of posts, he positioned himself as the protector, the only one standing between North and the influence of the Kardashian brand. He said he was trying to shield her from becoming another product of the machine, from growing up too fast, from being over-sexualized the way he claims Kim was. But here's the contradiction. This is the same man whose new wife, Bianca Tensori, has been photographed in see-through outfits with the kids present. The same man who allegedly brought North to a party where sushi was served off the naked bodies of women. And yet, he draws the line at vintage Playboy magazines on a coffee table? The hypocrisy is deafening. You can't claim to protect a child from exploitation while publicly dragging her into adult spaces, adult conversations, and adult drama. At some point, it stopped looking like protection and started feeling like projection. Because when Kanye talks about North, it's never quiet. It's always in the headlines, always in the spotlight, as if she's not a child navigating her own world, but a pawn in a much larger war. Meanwhile, Kim has been silent, but strategically silent. She hasn't fired back with direct attacks. She hasn't named him, but she's leveraged something far more powerful than a clapback: perception. She's shaping the narrative quietly, letting sources speak for her. And every leak, every source close to the family report has one goal: to paint Kanye as erratic, unfit, unsafe. And it's working. Public opinion is shifting, slowly but noticeably. The same fans who once cheered Ye for breaking free from the Kardashians are starting to wonder, is this about fatherhood or is it about control? As the headlines pile up, one thing becomes painfully clear. North West is no longer just a child. She's a symbol, a battleground, a proxy war for two parents locked in a very public collapse, each claiming to protect her, but neither stepping away from the spotlight long enough to actually let her breathe. Kanye says he wants to keep North away from the Kardashian empire, from the influencers, from the overexposure. He insists he's the only one standing up for her future. But this is the same man who posted her face across social media, encouraged her to perform at massive events, and allowed her to be present at adult-themed gatherings. He's the one who introduced her to viral fame, and now he's trying to walk it back? Is that protection or guilt? Because when we look at the facts, it's hard to ignore the pattern. Kanye is fighting for visibility, not custody, for control, not co-parenting. And in doing so, he's dragging North through a storm of media noise, emotional confusion, and blurred boundaries that no child should have to navigate. And Kim? She's no saint either. She talks about peace, stability, and keeping things normal for the kids. But this is the same woman who built her empire on curated chaos, who dressed North in designer fits, handed her a TikTok account, and filmed her lip-syncing Ice Spice lyrics before she even hit her teens. Kim didn't shield North from the spotlight. She handed her the mic. So really, who's protecting who? This isn't just a feud. It's a crisis, one where both parents seem more invested in the narrative than the reality. And the scariest part? Neither side is fully wrong or fully right. Kanye has legitimate concerns. The Kardashian brand is a media machine, and it eats privacy alive. But his actions are inconsistent, erratic, and sometimes deeply inappropriate. Kim is methodical, careful, calculated, but her silence doesn't erase the fact that she's also been complicit in turning her children into public figures long before they had a choice. and in between them stands a little girl, 11 years old, surrounded by wealth, fame, cameras, and instability. No child should be at the center of a war this toxic. But maybe the most haunting truth of all is this: North may already be more famous than either of her parents realize, and she's learning from both of them how to perform, how to protect herself, how to survive a brand built on chaos. So we have to ask, is Kanye exposing the Kardashians, or is he exposing himself? Is Kim playing defense or protecting an empire? And most importantly, is North safe in any of this? Because this isn't just gossip anymore. It's not just Hollywood drama. It's a real-life custody crisis unfolding in front of millions. And the collateral damage is a child who didn't ask for any of it. Do you think Kanye's cries for help are valid or manipulative? Is Kim playing the media game better or hiding behind it? As always, let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and stay tuned for more true celebrity stories